just a second to fire back up. So this right here is going to be my mini base tutorial. I know I got a little bit of dead space in the beginning of the video, but that's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to be showing is how I start every base that I do every time. Granted, a player's not going to have all the materials that I've got right here in front of me. What I'm going to do is show you kind of how it works. So the first thing that we got to do is gather up plenty of cobblestone. Cobblestone's pretty easy because all you need is stone and clay soil. You're just going to take your axe and you're going to go knock out a bunch of stone, make yourself a stone shovel, and then gather a bunch of clay from the surface of the environment and make yourself plenty of clay and stone to make cobblestones, so you'll be good to go there. Now what I'm going to do is I've already cleaned out this little spot, so we're good to go, and I'm just going to go put a land claim down in the middle of it. Now I know it's larger than a 7x7 or my 7x7, so and then what I'll do is I'll make plenty of flagstone blocks. That's also super easy. So you make a bunch of cobblestone, turn it into flagstone. It's pretty easy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3 in each direction like so. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, just like that. So this is the beginning of my 7x7, just like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and fill it out. Now I'm making this above ground. It would be wiser to put this in the ground so that it's flat. But I'm going to walk you all the way through it. We're going to build this pretty quickly. We're not going to take a lot of time on this one, and then we're going to get ready to do the next tutorial afterwards. So the idea of the mini base is level 1 player can easily get everything that they need to get this done. It's pretty simple. So after I get my little foundation and my land claim in the middle, I'm going to get a plate. And then I'm going to hold R and change the plate to advanced turn. By doing that, I can spam left click until I get the block set like so. So I want my plates to be on the inside, just like that. So I'm making a wall that's really thin. The plates are still just as strong. So it's the same thing as having the block or a regular full block, but instead I'm just using plates. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and outfit the rest of this area. It's easy, all I'm doing is spamming left click to rotate the block. Try not to make mistakes like that. Whenever you're a low level, breaking these little things can be a bit tedious. I didn't really designate the entrance, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put our entrance right there. So we're going to jump up and do the second round real quick. So it's nice and easy. The material cost to do this is actually pretty simple. To make a flagstone block, you only need 4 cobblestone. And to make a cobblestone, you only need 1 stone and 1 clay soil. So, what, 4 clay soil and 4 stone to make 1 plate? And the plate's pretty strong. So it doesn't take very long at all. And then my walls, I'm only going too high. It's not fixing to be large and extravagant. There is going to be some adjustments once I get to the latter phase. But we're just going to show how to start it, and then I'll show you guys exactly what I do after I have it started. Just try not to throw too many misplaced blocks. Gathering cobblestone is actually really easy, so it's not too bad. Now, just to let you see it from a flying angle, it's nothing more than a shell at this point. It's a really simple build. We don't have too many materials in it at this point. And then what I'm going to do is a little bit tricky. So A good thing to have on you is plenty of wood. And what you're going to do is you're going to make frames, but I'm going to just go pull it out of the creative menu to save us some time here. The frames are pretty simple. The reason that you want to have frames is so that way you can frame up and be able to reach the top. This edge right here is just like a regular block. So the strength of these blocks, hit points 500, and then we're going to upgrade it and upgrade it and upgrade it as we go. So it's pretty good little build. Now I'm going to press R to select a different kind of block, and we're going to use the wedge tip because what I'm doing is I'm making a roof. So we're going to zip the roof on like that. It's so easy. And then I'm going to tightrope walk across through here and do the same thing on the other side. So it's nice and easy. Now once I have my wedge tips, I'm going to put on wedges. So we've got the beginning of our build right here with wedge tips. Up against the tips come wedges. The point of the wedge block is to continue the roof upwards. So I'm going to do it just like so. Now these wedges are attached to the wedge tips, so they're not going to fall. And the wedge tips really aren't hanging off because the plates are still 1 meter by 1 meter. It's just the majority of it is see-through. So it's still just as strong. Everything that I've got built so far is 100% strong. The reason for it is all these blocks are attached to blocks that are absolutely solid. Now we're going to jump back up here and we're going to finish the roof. It's really, really easy. So at this point here, we're going to block it with just a regular flagstone block around the outside. Let's see, like so. Now on the inside, what I just put will be where we hang our storage drawers. That nice little cap right there, that nice little ridge cap. Alright, so I'm going to jump back on top. Now it doesn't quite look that good, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put another row of wedge tips. Like so. Now this is where it's a little tricky, because these wedge tips that are over this middle area are actually not holding anything but the wedge tips that are on the side. So yeah, it has a little bit of a weak point, but if you look at how it stands, zombies are going to hit these plates. They're not really going to be that interested in trying to take down the roof of my house. So I've built this so many times it's not even funny, and I've yet to have any zombies break through it. Granted, I also have a different playstyle. If I see zombies, I'm going to go out and knock them out. I'm not going to sit there and try to hide from them either. So we get our wedge tips in. And now I'm going to go get 2 half blocks. So let's go find the half block. It's right there. The reason that I'm going to use the half block is it is going to hold what I put in the middle. Now, early game, all I've got is wood frames, so I'm going to use wood frame half blocks and give myself a skylight, just like that. Late game, I replace that with bulletproof glass, that way I can keep up with what time it is. Also, this area right here, I'll put glass in, I'll put glass here, and then I'll put glass on each side, so that way I can see if I have any problems. Now, typically we would craft us a door, just a regular generic door. Doors are made out of regular wood, so not anything spectacular there, just a couple pieces of wood. And slap our door on. Every time you put a door on, it comes unlocked, so you immediately lock your door. You don't want people to steal everything from you. So just like this. This is the start of it. Now to fill out the outside, I like to trim it just a little bit, so I get flagstone poles. And all I'm going to do is place this pole around it like that. and then I'm going to hold down R and flip it to advanced turn. The reason I want it to advanced turn is so that way I can get this weird little angle like that. So we'll just run that across just like so. And then we're going to continue to turn until we get that like so. Now the reason that I put that on is if I get hit from this angle or at any angle from a zombie, instead of them damaging 2 blocks at once, which would be this plate and this plate, they only damage this corner. So nice little handy build right there. So we're gonna do the same thing here and here. And we're just going to keep going just like so and put our little tiny house together. It's very simple. Now, I'm going to show you why I like this so much. What I would typically do is go ahead and upgrade with more cobblestone. So we put a second layer on it. And then I would go ahead and upgrade it with concrete after the second layer of cobblestone. Because what it is this right here is flagstone. It's not the strongest stuff in the world. It's decent for building, but it's not the best. Then I'm going to apply 10 cobblestone to it. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and get a multi-tool out. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm just going to upgrade this. I don't have any concrete on me. So I just have to run through like so. Probably could have just got out the master builder. The master builder is awesome. Let's do that. So here's our little master builder for those of you that haven't built one yet. Watch it go. Master builder don't play. The way a nail gun should be. Yeah, the master builder does the business. We put the master builder in so that way players could be able to build a little bit quicker without taking quite so long to get all of their blocks upgraded. Because then again, upgrading blocks really isn't the name of the game. Looting and smashing zombies is. So let's just go ahead and upgrade our little base real quick. So all I'm doing at this point is turning flagstone, which is your initial, into cobblestone, which is got a different shape altogether. It's looks more like I don't know, bricks, I guess you could say. It looks a little bit like bricks. Get our roof upgraded there. I'm going to try to be careful not to hit any of the wood. Now what you'd do at this point is you would get the cement and make concrete mix. So we're just going to grab a bunch of concrete mix just to show kind of how this works. Now it takes a little while for this stuff to dry. Can't build it with rebar. If you're just starting out and you do get some rebar, you can't build it because rebar doesn't have the shapes to do what we just did with the cobblestone, making the flagstone blocks. So this gives you a really good starting point. Now at this point, now you're getting there. Once you add a second layer of concrete, what happens is it goes from a concrete block to a reinforced concrete block, and those are pretty strong. A lot of prefab builders, that's what they like to use, is the concrete blocks into reinforced concrete. They don't like to build with steel as much. What I think I'm going to do is we'll get this little house built, and I think I'm going to remove the land claim, and whoever finds it can have it. We've got some friends, I do believe, but we'll just keep rocking and rolling, getting it done. Just like so. There she is. Alright, so we're just going to keep going. Yes, that's an admin gun. I'm not trying to go through an in-depth tutorial on killing zombies. I just need them out of my way long enough for me to get this build done. So this is concreted in. Now, in order to get your concrete mix, you're going to have to be further along in the build anyways. So let's go ahead and show what that further along looks like. One of the first things that you're going to be pushing towards in the game is forges. So I tend to put one on either side of the door. The lantern, we did make where you could craft it, and then there's also one that you can craft in the game as well. It's not too difficult. The lanterns can actually be picked up or put down, so that's probably the most beneficial thing. But once you get your 2 lanterns on top of your forges, you'll be able to see everything like a champ. I always put a workbench on the right, like so, and then I put my chemistry bench on the left, like so. I typically get 2 cement mixers. You're going to have them anyways, because a lot of times you won't have as much sand as you'll have stone. So I'll take the top one and get it cranking out sand, and then I'll take the bottom one and get it cranking out the concrete mix so that I can upgrade my base. I grabbed 2 working ovens because I'm weird and I like 2 working ovens. This is the trick, is getting, and we got to have a paint tool to be able to do this next step. I'm going to throw my paint tool on the ground. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a box down, and I'm immediately going to paint the top of it like a granite sink. If it's backwards, that means I got to spin my box. So don't waste a ton of nails. Try to be very close attention. Notice that there's the 3 holes for the faucet. So we're going to break this, and we're going to spin it twice. Oops. I don't think this... Yeah, the spin did work. Okay, so very good. After I get it spun and nice and pretty, then I'm just going to go ahead and put a little paint on the front of it, and we're ready to install our faucet. PRG has a working faucet, or the Walking Zed has a working faucet, and I just place it there. The reason that you want the working faucet, and I'll show you exactly why, and if you didn't know you could do this, you'll love this. You walk up to it and you right click and fill up your jars. Have water anywhere you go, just that easy. So this gets the majority of it done. Now, I love the pallet machine because I take it and get, like, here's concrete mix pallet. 10,000 to make 1 pallet. Well, 1 pallet takes up 1 spot in your inventory, and you can have up to 6,000, I do believe. Then we're going to install our wine station. This is a little bit more of a late game item, like so. Then we're going to install our drawers. Gotta have drawers. Typically I paint them. You can paint these things all kind of different colors. I'll show you what I like to do there. So I'm going to grab the black, and I always angle at the bottom corners just like so. That way it'll just turn them black. Nice and pretty. And then I go use fabric for all my whites, and I got to put it right on that button, and then I got to catch that little corner right there like so, and it will get all of those painted white. As far as how you do your storage system is up to you, but 8 boxes in this small of a space is pretty strong for a build. Now my last step, after I've got everything upgraded, is I make bulletproof glass blocks in my forges. And I'm going to show you how I use them. So we're going to go ahead and put it on advanced turn, bulletproof glass. Actually, did I pick I think I got the wrong one. Alright, let's make sure that we're still on advanced turn. And then I install my skylight just like so. That way, I always keep up with what time of day it is. On the outside, I like to open these 2 spots. Let's see if we can get this right. And I'll install 2 glass panes. That way I can look out the front of my build. Now I know chemistry bench is here, so I've got to be careful about where I put the window on the chemistry bench side. And then my cement mixers, I could probably take one of them down and we'll just put it down on the floor so that way I can keep my windows on my left and my right side even from one another. So we'll give that just a second. Alright, so let's get our cement mixer put in, like so. We'll get our little glass flipped around, just like that. Now, as far as the back window, I gotta be careful not to break out the faucet. If you hit anywhere around the faucet, it'll break it. So I'm gonna put my holes right there and there. And then we're gonna go outside and install the glass for the holes on the back side. Alright, now short from there, we're going to do, which I'm just going to grab a spray paint gun. But we're going to go ahead and paint this brick. Close the doors so it doesn't get too nasty around here. We're going to throw a brick coat on it. You guys will probably use the roller to do that. And without getting too picky, what you could do is go throw shingles on the top, the little asphalt diamond shingles. They tend to look pretty good, just like so. I just spam right click. I know it's probably shaking my screen all over the place. Come down into the crevice right there. All about the details. So really simple little build right here. So the objective is I like to go out and I like to do quests and I like to farm zombies. I don't really spend quite as much time as other players building. So I build this first so I can get out in the game and go have fun. After I get this little build done, then I typically turn around and I'll build something colossal outside of this. I don't build it inside of it. There we go. Just like that. So nice and easy. I'm actually making a couple mistakes. I'm going to hold down R and click the picker so I can pick the texture that I want to apply. It makes it really easy to fix the mistakes. The server I'm on right now is actually I think I'm on XL right now. Yeah, because my level is 68, so I'm on XL right now. Not too shabby. And then the inside, I typically just spam paint it all white. And that's how I get it done. So, alright, well, it didn't take too long, but that's my little tutorial on getting the tiny house done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and cut the stream so that way